Okay, today what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at companies that are doing things right in regards to their website design, their SEO, and how they're ranking online for both organic and paid searches. So today we'll start in Calgary. So we're looking at a city that's well above 1 million people. And we'll take a look at Knight Plumbing and Heating here. So if you head over and check out their website, a company that's got thousands of reviews, and you'll see the site is laid out well. Lots of content on that homepage. Obviously, their company that's built this knows what they're doing, and they've got their website and their SEO down pat. So hats off to the company that's looking after this particular website for the Knight organization. Now let's head over and take a look at what is happening as far as their organic search for Google Local Search and Google Maps. Now what we've done here is we've run what we call a heat map to find out how well companies are doing in certain areas of their city. Now their address is down here in the southeast and they're doing well, but these numbers here simply mean that this is where they would appear on the map search, numbers 1 through, let's say, 100. They're well beyond 20, but close to their location, they're doing well. So let's go ahead and see what some of their competition is doing and whereabouts they're ranking in. The good thing about these large cities are like this is that you can have an extremely profitable business and still really rank really well in just certain portions of it, just because of the physical size and the population. Okay, let's take a look at some of the other competition in other areas of the city. Now this is not done in any specific order other than these particular businesses here are probably ranking higher in a greater location or a bigger location. So in this one here, it's Precision Plumbing, and you can see they're ranking quite well up in the northeast part of Calgary. Let's take a look at a couple other businesses, and then we'll take a look at the actual Knights and some of their back end. Okay, now this one here is for Black Hills Plumbing and Heating. Again, you can see that they're dominating really well on that whole northeast section of Calgary. So that's good for them. And let's check out one more before diving into a little bit more details on Knight themselves and on the maps. Okay, and finally wanted to choose another company, the Gentleman Pros, their plumbing company there, because they have similar review count here, and you can see that they're doing really well up in that north central part of Calgary and into the northeast as well. So you can have very successful companies in these very large cities here and still dominate organically on the maps in just certain areas. Of course, that's probably supplemented in a lot of cases by Google ads and Facebook ads, I would imagine. So let's take a look at what's happening in the back end. So again, from the website, what we want to do is check on the actual Google Maps. And we've got a couple of extensions in here. We've got GMB Everywhere on this side here, and we've got the Plepper extension over here. Specific reasons why we want to do that, and we'll get into that. So let's say you're competing in this particular city or in your city. What you can do is use this GMB Everywhere, kind of just to do a basic audit on what they're doing successfully outside of having thousands of reviews. But that doesn't mean, as we've seen, that they're ranking well all over the city. And you might have a business that's on the west side of Calgary, and you can take a lot of these clues from these guys on what to do next. So when we go over here and you click on the GMB Everywhere, you've got a panel that looks like this. And it'll show you kind of all the normal data here, including all the categories that they've selected in here. Then you scroll down, it's got more about their Google Business Profile. We'll get back to that in a second. An audit of some of their links and what's been happening online, and finally what's happening as far as the actual technologies and so on. So when we scroll back up to the top, website is pretty obvious. It's got a claimed business listing here. You can go down into the middle here. This is where it gets interesting here, because it is nice to know what companies are doing here from posting on Google, their questions and answers. Is there anybody else at the same address? Which there is, but it's just an electrical company here. This section gives you a good idea on what they're doing as far as building out content. So you can look at the content they've built out and been indexed in the last 6 months, the last month, for example, even the last week. And then you can analyze the traffic here. Just use Neil Patel's free version here. We'll get to that in a second. You can go down here and you can check on the technologies and what the site used to look like. So we'll go through all of these right now. We go to something called Built With. You can go ahead. I'm hiding all the removed technologies, and you can see what they're running on their site, which would be the normal, Google Analytics and the Facebook pixels and so on. And you can scroll down and see what else they have on here. Okay, so, and again, it looks like it's built, I believe it's a Divi theme that's using the Cadence blocks on this one. The one thing that this site has done extremely well, and if you're especially in the plumbing or HVAC or any of these local businesses, is to run the schema like this particular company is. This is extremely well done. And so you can scroll down and see what else they've got here. But it does give you a good idea on what they're running in the back end for some of the technologies. Now let's take a look at the actual site itself. These are the pages that were indexed over the last 6 months. Looks like there was 5 of them there. In the past month, there was a buying guide for 2023, which seems like a really good idea. When we click over and check on the questions and answers that they've had, these are the ones that have been asked and answered. Chances are somebody had, stopped doing that, but what we find obviously is a lot of people will continue asking questions and answers to help out their rankings, because it definitely is helping. This particular company is doing an outstanding job on a weekly basis here on their Google Business Profile posts. A great image on here, and when you click on the booking, it goes directly to their website to go ahead and book it. So you can see the 27th, the 20th, they've maintained all of the yellow and blue that they've been using, consistent throughout. They're using keywords in here, so extremely well done all the way through. When we take a look at where that link went, it went to here on the furnace cleanup. Nice call to action here, the phone number, other related services. Obviously on their site, they've got something down here to for you to contact them, and you've got Book Now. Lots of ways to contact them. When we take a look at the free Neil Patel website, you can go ahead and plug it in. You don't have to have a paid version at all or anything like that, but you can see what their organic keywords are at, their traffic, and again, it's estimated here and what their domain authority is. But it's nice to be able to go through here and see how they're doing. Take a look at their URL structure, for example, the keywords that they're using in here. The keywords, in this case, it's Canada here as far as what they've got for their SEO keywords. And then finally, we'll take a look at SpyFu, and you're going to notice differences in these particular results here, but at least you'll get a good idea on what's happening with other companies like yours or possibly the competitors here. Again, this is estimated that the ad spends around $11,000 per month, and they've lost some and they've gained some as far as keyword rankings. They've got ad suggestions in here. Now, because this is a Canadian company here, we find that the ad suggestions are not always exactly what they could be, because this is mainly focused on the UK and the US. On the left side, you've got the competition that they've seen organically, and on the right-hand side, it's the competition, those paying for ads. Then you can scroll down and see what the market share is in between them as far as how they're overlapping there. And then you get the top keywords on the SEO or organic side and the top paid keywords. And then take a look at the top pages along with the estimated clicks that would come from those particular pages. And from there on down, if you were in the US or the UK, you're going to wind up getting some good buy recommendations on there. Not perfect, obviously, but they're going to be very substantial. So anyways, check this one particular out, or check out a competitor in your area and see what they're doing, because it's always nice to see what they've got on their particular sites and what they're doing on their local maps. Hopefully that helps, and we will go ahead and do another one of these